topics that I want to talk to you about
Awesome.
today.
Okay.
Obviously, the digital divide, and then risk and ruts. So starting with that, what do you think the everyday person can do to help bridge the digital divide in our communities?
I mean, I think if we all personally just got involved in our local schools, right? Like that's like a first and foremost, whether it's with helping to fundraise, whether it's helping to talk to the kids and, you know, expose them to different careers, whether it's just being moral support. I think if we all like just on a local level do what we can, I think that's like, you know, goes such a long way.
So taking it a bit further, the digital divide also extends into older age groups and so forth. What do you think that we can also do as a community to help the older individuals dip into that digital area, because obviously they're going to influence the children that are in their homes closer than sometimes outside sources?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I think with anything, it's like the more that we can just expose people to stuff, like whether it's, you know, whether it's on a church level, whether it's at the block party, whether it's at the, you know, the job fair, whatever it is, just helping, you know, adults just become more comfortable with this sort of stuff. Because it's true, it's like, we focus so much on kids, but then at the same time, there are a lot of adults who just aren't comfortable on a computer because they didn't come up with that. So it's like, if they're not comfortable, how are they supposed to influence their kids?
So I was reading something where you were talking about risk and taking risk and how important that is. Could you share a little bit about your philosophy on that?
Yeah, it's a very strange, weird thing, but I do love fear. I find that any project that has had big success or anything that, whatever, whether small success or big success, I've usually felt uncomfortable at the start of it. And so that to me is always a nice sign that if it scares me, it's like, okay, I'm on the right path. Because I think in order to be truly successful, right, you can have different varying degrees of success, but in order to be truly successful, you have to take risk. You just have to, right? Because like true success is usually going down a road that hasn't been traveled, no one's been there. And if you're looking to do innovative things and you're looking to do things that, you know, are gonna pierce through all the existing content, you're gonna have to take a risk. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, if it feels risky, if it feels like, oh my God, like, I don't know if anyone done this before, that's a good sign. And I think we shouldn't run away from that. Now, can you do that with everything? No, but you make it's almost like you do a ratio of like, all right, out of 10 things I do, what's my risk level of comfort? Okay, I'm gonna, maybe 2 out of the 10 things I do, I'm just gonna do something wild and crazy and jump out the window, see what happens. But we have to do that. If we're constantly just doing things that make us feel comfortable, you're not gonna, you know, you'll just coast. And maybe for some people that's okay, but if you're looking to really like have that kind of like, you know, the kind of success that can have cultural impact, that can inspire other people, that can change the way things are done, you literally have to jump out the window every now and then.
Okay, last question. It's about creativity. Sort of, with you being such a creative person and working on different things, what do you do when you get in this sort of rut where things maybe feel the same or redundant?
I love, I call myself forever a student because I am really curious. I love people. I love just the world in general, learning about whether it's new cultures or just different, you know, just anything. I'm just forever curious. So I think that to me is like the easiest way to stay, you know, inspired. It's an easy way to stay creative because you're constantly just like in new world. Like I even tell people like, okay, maybe you might not like country music, but go to a country music concert because just the experience alone might just like trigger something in your head that just you didn't even know was there, right? Like something you see there, something you feel, or something you experience. Like that's very valuable. And I think too many of us have a, you know, we stay in our comfort zone. We stay in the like, okay, or feeling like, well, I really want to do music, so I'm going to know everything I need to know about music. Great, but you should maybe also know about architecture, and you should also know about, you know, I don't know, whatever, you know, whatever it is. But like, I think we can get sometimes caught up in thinking like, all right, well, I want to be an expert at this, so I'm just going to learn everything I can about it. And I think that's admirable, but you also should just know about the world.
This is my last question for, I almost forgot this. I think mentorship is important and it helps us grow. Who's the person that's been most impactful for you as far as your career?
Oh gosh, so many people. I mean, the first person that was influential to me was just a next door neighbor who noticed my obsession with magazines and was just like, you should do that, you should work in magazines. And so that was a big deal for me. And then along the way, whether it was Joan Morgan, an author who wrote When Chicken Heads Come Home to Roost, she was a staff writer at Vibe. She was the one that basically convinced at Vibe. She was just like, oh, let me write that. Just so, you know, a simple thing like that. She's been influential. Obviously, Pharrell is my producing partner. I'm super inspired by just him in general. He's just such a beautiful human being, and he's we have the same philosophies in the sense that we just want to do good work. We just want to make great things that affect people in positive ways. So I think you know, I try to find, I feel like I'm always finding mentors, whether they know it or not, just along my journeys and just being inspired by different people. But Nina Yang Bon Jovi, who's Forrest Whitaker's producing partner, she's been incredibly instrumental to me. It's just a Hollywood producer. Same thing when we did our first movie, Dope. She's the one that really kind of pulled me to the side and was like, you are really good. Like this, if you're a natural as a producer, which I didn't necessarily know, you know, until I got on set and was like, oh yeah, this does feel very similar to, you know, my prior world of working at a magazine and just telling stories. So along my way, I've been so blessed to have these great people that have just been inspiring to me, but I've also tried my best, and when I'm in these situations and have these opportunities, to try to learn as much as I can from people who know more than me. If I'm the smartest person in the room, it makes me uncomfortable, right? Like, I want to be around people that, like, you know, I'm not even saying like I'm the smartest person, but like, it's like I want to be in rooms where they're just, that I can learn from. Like, I don't want to just be in a room, like some people are very comfortable being like, I'm the big shot in this room, or I'm the most successful person. That would freak me out if that was my life all the time. I want to be in places where I'm like, oh, what do you do? What can I learn from you? What do you do? What can I learn from you? You know?
Thank you so much.
Thanks.